Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the whole elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. This is another report, man, going into the hatred that Esau has for Jacob and for the war that is going on, that has been going on since these two fraternal twins were in the womb. And we're going to get that. This story right here, Shiloh Hendricks, it's funny. I'm starting to wonder if, I don't know what Hendricks means, but I know Shiloh goes into one of Yahweh Shai's nicknames in the spirit. That's one of his names. It means he's whose it is, or it belongs to him. It means something like that. It's talking about Yahweh Shai is the heir of the universe, and we are his joint heirs. See, it's not just the planet, you guys. It's not just the throne of Dawud, King David. It's not just Israel. It's all the nations are his, and the universe and all the galaxies in the universe. Just to give you a glimpse. The Tadpole Galaxy. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. Yeah. So just to give you a glimpse, this is just one galaxy. A galaxy is like a cluster of okay, before I do that, let's do this. Definition. Define galaxy, okay? Images off. A system of millions or billions of stars together with gas and dust held together by gravitational attraction. And this was all created, right? In the beginning. Yahweh Shai created this with the Elohim as he was given instruction by his father on how to add or subtract or combine elements or speak words, whatever the formula is for creation. Yahweh Shai did it. He created all the left hand. He created all the right hand, the left hand, Elohim first. And then under his father's direction and order, with the books given to him, they followed the blueprint to create the whatever's creation. Everything. Right? Including the elect. So just to give you a glimpse, the Tadpole Galaxy is it's a galaxy with a bunch of galaxies in it, and it's not even the universe. This is all Yahweh Shai's, man. All of this. This is his. All this beauty. All this brilliance. Look at this, man. Fuck. That's the Tadpole Galaxy. It's a bunch of obvious galaxies spinning like hurricanes or tornadoes. Or whirlwinds. It's a bunch of little miniature whirlwinds. It's a signature move of the Creator. This is all Yahweh Shai's, man, and his brothers, all his brothers and sisters, his sons and daughters, because he's also the everlasting Father, Adam, and he's Isaac, and we all come out of him, and we come out of Noah, and Noah comes out of Adam. When you trace back Noah's lineage, it goes back to Adam, and Adam is Yahweh Shai. The first and the last. I am the first and the last. He is the first Adam and the last Adam. Woo! Highly exalted, right? Just some stuff to think about. Okay, going back to here. I don't know what Hendricks means. But this chick, and I'm starting to wonder if some of this stuff is propaganda. I'm starting to wonder if the CIA or the FBI is behind some of this shit. Look at this video of this lady this adult woman. There's a video where she's calling, she got recorded calling a 5-year-old boy the N-word with the hard R, and everyone's freaking out about it. And the Edomites are supporting her. Supposedly, the Edomites have raised over $500,000 for her because now she's scared because she feels that she has to relocate. And it's just, of course, it's starting another fire wind, the hypocrisy of all this. Look at some of the comments in this. It's a silent video, but just read some of the comments. Look, I'm gonna let it play. So you got anonymous giver. We are all tired of them. Good job standing up for yourself. Higgers Nate. See how they did that? Higgers Nate. So all they did was they switched out the first letters, right? $10 USD. Got to keep these white queens safe. HH. Then you got KKK. So see how I'm starting to wonder if some of this is propaganda. KKK, $10. I was kicked out of the Marine Corps after 4 years of spotless service because I had a joke card that said N-word pass. Meanwhile, the black Marine under me got promoted by the black command, and I was kicked out for racism. They deserve no mercy. This is a white country built, and he was able to finish. Now, whether it's propaganda or not, what it does fall in line with is how when Cain killed Abel, and we understand that that Esau is the resurrection of Cain, and Jacob is the reincarnation. That Esau is the reincarnation of Cain, and Abel is the reincarnation, and that Jacob is the reincarnation of Abel. Look, KKK, $10. I was kicked out of them. Okay. We understand that through understanding the precepts, we understand that the spirit of Cain is the same spirit of Esau, and what he can't receive correction. He's a crybaby. Only he can bully you. Only he can kill you. Only he and the mark of Cain goes into a twofold reality, which is when he comes back as Esau, he has no melanin in his skin. He's red and wasted away, and the universe and the planetary system and the earth that we live on is a solar-based system that you need melanin. All nations have melanin in their skin except for the Edomites, which is an identifier. It's a marker. And that same mark also goes into, when you read it, anyone who kills Cain shall be avenged sevenfold. Meaning, and what's killing in the Bible? Not murder, but what's killing? Killing is judgment. Murder is a transgression of you killing someone that didn't do anything wrong. Killing is you passing judgment on someone who is worthy of death because they did something wrong. So killing is not murder, and murder is not killing. So when Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, put the mark of Cain on Cain, what he was saying is, I'm going to reserve judgment for Cain specifically to myself. That's what that means. If anyone is to, so that let's get the precept. I'm butchering it. Let me get the precept. Mark of Cain. The mark of Cain. You have to be able to break this down. Western Renaissance Christianity can't do this because they don't have the understanding. Genesis 4:15, and Yahweh said unto him. So let's go back one more. We got to explain. One more. Okay, so the Most High is judging Cain, right? Here, let's just go back to now art thou cursed. So he addresses Cain. Where's your brother? Am I my brother's keeper? Your brother's blood is crying out from the ground because you killed your brother. The Most High is now judging Cain, right? And thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. This is also one of the reasons why Esau has to enslave everybody. If you've noticed, the Latinos, and then back in the slavery days with Jake, the Southern Kingdom, we are able to do work and come up with inventions and cause the ground to yield for us in a way that Esau's not able to do. He has to create chemical pesticides and chemical manures in order for the ground to respond to him, and it fucks up everything. He also is into gene splicing. He does everything the scriptures say he's not supposed to do. This is that curse, you guys. It's on the so-called white man. He absolutely needs the labor force of other nations to produce. You got to be able to see this, you guys. And because the curses are on us, right? Deuteronomy 28, because we're temporarily cursed right now for our disobedience, our curses interact and intermingle with Esau's curses. Because the Most High has placed the Edomites over us as a form of punishment. You see how it works? This is why everything we do, we're the most productive people on the planet Earth. We're not lazy. That's the accusation. That goes into the accuser of the brethren. Esau's not going to ever speak the truth about you. He's never going to tell you how amazing you are. Because he fucking hates you and he's envious of you. We're going to pull that precept too. They're jealous of us, you guys. They're not going to tell us how intelligent we are. They're not going to tell us, dude, you have to be intelligent to create inventions during slavery when you have no rights. Every fucking invention that came out of the slave period was invented by a so-called black man or woman. The patent system legally allowed Esau to steal and to control and own all those inventions. To this day, they get all the intellectual credit. They get all the financial productivity that those inventions produce. And so everyone assumes the so-called white man made the cotton gin or made Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey or made the potato chip, the peanut butter, the stoplight, the light bulb. It is fucking endless what we did. But they put it under the title, the first black man or a black man. No, we're not black. We're the Hebrew Israelites. I'm going off on a tangent. Genesis 4:12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee. Her strength, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Verse 13, and Cain said unto Yahweh. Now this is, what do white people do every time they get caught? When a police officer, when a judge, when someone of authority in their system finally says, hey, why did you do that? What do they start doing? They start fucking crying. Every fucking time. They will pick on you. They will beat your children. They will rape you. They will murder you. They will beat you 20 deep against one, hollering racial slurs. You could be bleeding out of your eyes. They will go into a vengeful, lustful hatred, fury of violence against you. The minute if Yahweh decides to step in and hold that one person or that group of people accountable, how do they instantly respond every fucking time, you guys? And Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. But it wasn't greater than you could bear when you were beating your brother in the back of the head with a fucking gourd or a club or whatever it was you used to kill Abel. You gotta see this. This is the so-called white man today. What do they do when they get caught? They cry or they kill themselves. Think about it. Go back in history. Every time you see on the news, when a judge gets caught, when an Edomite judge gets caught for being a pedophile, he won't even go to court. He'll just blow his brains out. They'll find him hanging. Same with a police officer, a white boy, an Edomite police officer. Oh, he got caught with a bunch of child pornography. He doesn't go to jail. He kills them. They kill themselves. They cannot take what they dish out, you guys. They are an extremely weak race. Only they can have the atomic bombs. Only they can control the banks. Only they can own everything. Only they can be viewed as smart, as beautiful, as intelligent. Only they can kill and get away with it. It cannot happen back. They cannot take a little taste, just a little piece on the tip of their tongue of what they give out. They fucking start throwing a fit on the ground. It's verse 13, you guys. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. And so, but remember, Yahweh is sovereign. He's got a plan. This is how Yahweh has made Cain and Esau. Made them like this. It's in their DNA. So what does Yahweh do? Look at, behold. You think Yahweh gives a crap about Cain? No, he's got a plan. He's got this entire plan for the next thousands and thousands of years set up so that at the end, Esau is going to get his judgment. Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day. This is still Cain crying. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond. Why? Because you killed your brother in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me, anyone that sees me, anyone that realizes what I've done, they're going to judge me, which is right. Well, why would you kill your own brother? What kind of a dude are you? Who kills, and this is in the ancient world, who kills their own brother? Someone wicked like this fucker. So he's saying when the people realize what I've done, they're going to want to pass judgment on me, and rightfully so. And this type of judgment is worthy of death. Think about it. Blood for blood, eye for eye. You killed, I got to be killed. So this is what he's saying. This is not murder. So what does Yahweh say? Or what does Yahweh say? Because he has a plan. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken out on him. Now, it looks like the Most High is defending him. No, he's doing something. He's doing a secret. He's doing something because Cain is going to become Esau, and Esau is going to become the last ruler in the earth. And in order for Esau to accomplish what he's going to accomplish in the earth, he's got to be able to go without being judged. Doesn't mean he's innocent, you guys. He's got to go a long time without being judged. This is what you people have to fucking understand about the so-called white man. This is why they've been able to get away literally with murder. This mark on them supernaturally protects them. This is why they were able to get away with changing the color and the race and the name of Yahweh Shai. This is why they've been able to drop a bomb, an atomic bomb on Japan, and nobody views the white man as a terrorist. And at the same time, that same race of people has convinced the earth that the race of people in the Middle East, they are dangerous, and if they get their hands on an atomic bomb, oh my God, they're going to use it. But wouldn't they be justified in using it? Because didn't you use it on them? You see how this, do you see how Esau has been able to go throughout the earth accusing everybody of doing the very thing he does and judging them, but never being judged himself? Even to the point where our own people and people in other nations that are melanated defend whiteness. They defend the position of the so-called white man over their own people. It's the power of this mark that's been put on him. You got to understand this, man. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever... So this is a declaration coming out of the mouth of the Most High, and it's now a spiritual law in the universe that is enforced over Esau, that wherever he goes, he doesn't get judged the way he should be judged. He gets away with murder. And even in the minds of the people and the inhabitants of the earth, they don't view him the way they're supposed to be viewing him. And now that we are entering into another position in prophecy, okay, so let me finish reading this before I get to my next point. Genesis 4:15, and Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any man finding him should kill him. Any man seeing him, any man able to discern him, would not have the power to kill him, meaning not murder, because he's worthy of death, you guys. This goes into judicialship. This is not talking about some criminal drive-by, some fucking thuggish kind of fucking action. No, it's you perceiving, hey, wait a minute, the way you wrote the 13th Amendment is all wrong. You shouldn't have been able to get away with that. The way you were able to impose slavery, the way you do usury in the banks, you shouldn't be able to get away. The way you have created bioweapons and release them in the earth, and the fucking evidence that everyone's coming up with. Yet this mark prevents him from being killed. Killed is the form of judgment. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, foot for foot, death for death. Dude, how many people have died because of COVID? And how many news articles have you guys read that they patented a fucking disease that they intentionally injected into people? What other race has been able to get away with shit like that, bro? Tell the truth. This mark has prevented the earth from judging Esau with death because he's worthy of it. Now, but this is the power of Yahweh. This is the power of the Most High. The white man doesn't hold this power. You just think he does because he tells you he does, because he never acknowledges the Most High. That also goes into his wickedness. You have to see the scriptures. The reason why Esau is able to move in the earth the way he does is because of the Most High that he denies. Yahweh gave him this power. He didn't give himself this power. It was given to him. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The earth. Job 9:24. Okay? It's given. Who gave it? The same power that put the mark of Cain on Esau is the same power, is the same God who put Esau in power of the earth. You got to see all of these endowments. This is why vengeance belongeth to him. You cannot even, because you're gonna go against the Most High. It doesn't mean Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai loves Cain. It doesn't mean he loves Esau, you guys. He is the sovereign power. He decides. It tells you so that the living may know that the earth. Let's go into it. Job 9:24. You see it. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? So that goes into what they would do when they would iconoclast. They would the whitewashing of all the saints, basically making God look white like them. Another enchantment of Esau. Another work, but the Most High allowed him to do it so that the earth would associate subconsciously God as a so-called white man, when he's not. He's a so-called black man. Daniel 9 tells you he has an afro, and Revelations 4:3 tells you he looks like a jasper and a sardine stone. Those are two brown stones. Everything's being lifted. Let's do one more. So that the earth, so that you got to see why he's been able to see. We're showing you all the power he was given, so that the earth may know. Let me see, Daniel 2, right? No. So that the earth, so that the inhabitants of the earth, so that the kingdom of men. My bad. So that the kingdom of men. This should bring me to may know. Bam, that's what I was looking for. Okay, this is a matter. So this is Daniel 4. My bad. Daniel 4:17. This is a matter by the decree of the watchers. Talking about the Alahayim, the angels, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, that the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the basis of men. Now look at Esau, who is over the earth, and then look at this word base. Let's do the etymon. I believe it means without morals or something like that. Base. Let me see. Pedestal, the basis of men. Let me see. Hold on. Let's go here. This is Daniel 4:17. Daniel 4. Dismiss Daniel 4. You got to see this, man. What we're doing is we're breaking down the illusion that Esau is the one with the power. Okay, everything he has was given to him by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and everything he has is going to be taken by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, and once you understand that, you can have confidence and comfort, because you realize, damn, it isn't this motherfucker. You know? So let's see what the word basis means. Over it. The basis. So it's the shafal, lowliest of station. And if you look at the statue, let me see if I can find that. It's in Daniel 2. When Daniel is describing the statue, he says, hold on, let's get down here. He's explaining the dream that King Nebuchadnezzar had. King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of a statue with a head of gold, chest of silver, waist of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron and clay. And as you go down from the head, you're going into the future. But as you're going into the future, the elements are becoming less and less valuable compared to gold. Gold and silver are very valuable metals. Bronze is not so much. Steel is not so much. And clay is nothing. That goes into your morality. That goes into your righteousness. As you go from the head down, as you go from the past into the future, the morality, the moral code of the race of people who are in rulership gets lower on a lower grade, less valuable, less, it's more wicked and more, until you get to the last group of people, which are known as the wicked, the Edomites. Okay, let me see. Let me see if this is it. King's dream. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, its breast was, and his arms of silver, its belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet of a part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till the stone, that's talking about Yahushai, was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of the iron and clay, and brake them in pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken into pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor, and the wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, filling the whole earth. That's Yahushai's kingdom, right? Let me see. Thou king art the king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom. So if the God of heaven hath given the head of gold a kingdom, that means the same power of heaven gave the silver the kingdom, the same power gave the bronze the kingdom, the same power gave the iron and clay the kingdom. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai has given Esau every fucking thing he has, you guys. But white people think they have it on their own whiteness. That's the deception that the Edomites are walking in. Now, the higher up you go in their into their rulership, they know that Yahweh is who he is. But the Edomites lower down and on the bottom, they're convinced that everything that they do and everything that they have on the earth is because of their white skin. That's what they think. They actually believe this shit. And this is what helps fuel them to act out the way they fucking do. And then they're convinced, right? Because no one can judge them. No one can bring them down right now, right? And so now they are fucking completely deceived. Their own pride has deceived them. You can find that in the precepts, because they're like, so no one can bring me. And what is a child, you guys? When a child has never been spanked, when a woman has never been corrected, what happens to them as they grow up? Same with a dude. When a dude's never been humbled, what happens? They become a fucking arrogant, out of control fucking idiot, right? I'm the shit, until they're brought the fuck down or corrected, right? Esau's never been corrected. As a whole, the Edomites have never been corrected, you guys. This is why they have this crybaby, arrogant, elitist, fucking out of control fucking mindset, because they've never been humbled. And it was set up like that from the beginning. The Most High has never corrected them. Right now, we're being corrected because we are the sons and daughters of the Most High. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are being punished by having them rule over us. That's what's happening. That's why you see all this goofy shit. That's why all this goofy shit keeps happening, bro. Now let's look at Jake. Now I wanted to say all this because this is insane, but I want to show you Jake and how they're responding, because even 2/3 of our own people, they don't fucking understand. They keep calling this shit racism. It's not fucking racism. It's, for one, it's the sovereignty of the Most High. Two, it's the war that's been going on between Jacob and Esau. Let's get that. Jacob and Esau fighting in the womb. Jacob and Esau fighting in the womb. Look at this. You got to understand. Just like the declaration over Esau was that he wouldn't be judged until the end, and so therefore no one can judge him because the Most High declared it as such. This shows you the sovereignty of the Most High. This is not about the so-called fucking white men, you guys. It's obvious how fucking immoral they are. It's obvious how hypocritical they are. It's obvious how they cannot righteously balance. They cannot balance judgment. They can't righteously judge. They see shit and they put a spin on it every fucking time because they got to be right, no matter even if they're wrong. Their lawlessness And their inability to be balanced in judgment proves to you guys they're not the people of the Bible. They're not the people of the book. They don't comprehend righteous, balanced judgment. Everything has to be swayed based on their perceived color, right? Their whiteness, and it has to do with them. All their judgment has to do with them staying on top. It's never about them being wrong. Yet us, as the Hebrew Israelites, we were the only ones given the law. And because we broke the law, what happened? Our power, our Father, because we are sons, and he deals with us as such, he is chastising us before the whole world by placing us under the rulership of the Edomites temporarily, and then he's going to lift it. You see the difference? And now we're learning how to judge again. We're coming back, we're acknowledging our own transgressions, and we're also pointing out the wickedness of the Edomites. The Edomites can't do that. They can't point out their own wickedness. Genesis 25:23. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations. Hold on, let me go back to the one more. Come on. Okay. Let me see, one more. Okay, verse 25-21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. So she's pregnant with twins. Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, and you got to remember who Isaac is. Isaac is the promised son of Abraham. And we also know that Isaac in the reincarnation is Yahweh Shai. So these two children that came through his loins are powerful. You gotta, this is Cain and Abel back in the earth, man. And they're fighting again. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. She went to pray of Yahweh. And this is the answer. Remember, whatever comes out of Yahweh's mouth is so. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. That's talking about us. And the elder, talking about the Edomites, shall serve the younger, because we were second born. You got to understand this prophecy. This is what so-called racism is. It's a war between two nations, two fraternal twin brothers who came out of Isaac and Rebekah, who are fulfilling prophecy in the earth. The word racism is a false, it's an incorrect title, because it's a pseudo. It gives you the idea that if you educate people long enough, one day we'll be able to get along. We're never going to be able to get along. Edomites were predestined by the Most High to rule the way they have been ruling. This has been the rulership, and they have had the longest rulership out of all the nations who were allowed to rule. Now we are coming to the end of their rulership, and this is what prophecy says. Esau is the end of the world. Okay? Look at this. And the reason why we are tied together is not because of slavery, it's because of prophecy. 2 Ezra 6:9, you guys. For Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, end of that rulership. And Jacob, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, is the beginning of it. Yahweh Shai is the star that comes out of Jacob, is the beginning of the rulership that followeth. This is why we can't get along, you guys. This is about rulership. This is about universal rulership. Not just the planet. Not just America. This is about the entire planet, all the other nations being underneath whoever is in rulership, and then the universe. This war, this us not getting along is never going to stop. They cannot change their DNA, and we can't change our DNA. Let's go back to these videos. Now,
God, it would suck to be a Mexican American who voted for Trump right now. I'm not kidding. House Republicans.
Remember, the Latinos are the northern kingdom of Israel. They're Hebrew Israelites, just like us so-called black people. It's not just black. It's the northern and southern kingdom. The Latinos, the Native Americans, and the so-called blacks are the 12 tribes. Listen to what this lady says.
Just voted and passed a bill. Do you know why they did this? It's so that when they swoop in and they attempt to deport illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, it doesn't matter who else they collect in the process. And for the Mexican Americans who voted for this, you don't understand. White America does not want you here. They don't care whether you were born here. They don't.
And who is white America? The biblical Edomites. And what are the so-called Mexicans, South Americans, Southern Americans? What are they? What are the Latinos? They are the Northern Kingdom. They are Ephraim, known as Ephraim. Ephraim are the Puerto Ricans, but the Northern Kingdom is called Ephraim or Israel. They're the Hebrew Israelites, you guys. That's why this is happening. It's not happening because white people are white people, and it's not happening because Mexicans are Mexicans. It's happening because white people are the Edomites, and it's happening because Mexicans and the other Latinos are Hebrew Israelites. That's why.
Care whether you're making a living. White America does not care about you. They don't want Mexican people here. They don't want black people here. Slavery ended in the 1860s, and 100 years later, they still had to fight for civil rights.
Why? Why? Because we are under the curses, Deuteronomy 28. We are being punished by Yahweh. Remember, everything that comes out of Yahweh's mouth, anything that comes out of Yahweh's mouth, it's going to happen on the earth. You cannot get around the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yeshua. You can't get around his son. His son is his word. What he says takes place. My word will accomplish what I send it to do. It will not return back to me void.
Need more evidence the U.S. is about to deport U.S. citizens? Here it is. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television.
And you guys got to see what Esau is setting up. When they say U.S. citizens, they're talking about the Israelites. They're not talking about Edomites, you guys.
Something happened this week that you need to see and hear in order to believe it.
My amendment is simple, and I hope that it has bipartisan support. It simply states that none of the funds in this bill may be used by Immigration and Customs Enforcement to detain or deport U.S. citizens. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I hope we can all agree that U.S. citizens should never be detained by ICE or any agency conducting civil immigration enforcement. They certainly should not be deported. This should not be a partisan issue. It's about protecting the most basic constitutional rights of U.S. citizens.
Not one Republican voted yes to this amendment.
Clerk will report.
Mr. Chairman, there are 11 ayes and 12 noes.
Not one Republican thought it was important enough to protect U.S. citizens and not use federal funds to deport their own constituents. So ask yourself, why vote against this if you're not intending to use it? Why not protect American citizens if it's not your plan to deport American citizens? You have to watch what they vote for, and most importantly, you have to watch what they refuse to protect.
You guys see it.
The owner of a white supremacist account on X has been unmasked as an attorney in Dallas that represents immigrants. James Joseph Roden is the assistant chief counsel for ICE and represents immigrants in the Dallas area courts. The Texas Observer newspaper was able to confirm his identity on X. The Observer began investigating him when a journalist was sitting behind him in court and saw him scrolling through X. Some of his tweets included things like, "Migrants are all criminals. We're not proposing putting them all through tree shredders yet." He also said, "America is a white nation and blacks are foreign." I won't be repeating any of the other things he said. So far, Roden has not commented on this story. I will link a copy of the article below. The Texas Observer went into great detail of how they identified this man and what this means for the immigrants that he represented.
This woman called a child the N-word hard R, then raised $300,000 within 24 hours, and I'm supposed to believe racism doesn't exist anymore?
See, and these Jakes, that's the other aspect, really quick. These 2/3, because in his mind, he's thinking that he has rights, or he's supposed to be accepted, or that America is his home. He more than likely thinks he's a so-called African American or a black man. He has no clue of who he is, and he has no clue of who the Edomites are. He doesn't have a correct biblical prophetic understanding of the current times, and without that, you cannot navigate through life correctly. You have to know this truth. You have to, or you're fucked. You have to know the name of Yahweh. You have to know the name of Yahweh Shai. You have to know this new song, which is the 100% truth, or at least be willing to listen to the correct way to understand the Bible and the 14 books in the Apocrypha. If you cannot comprehend who Jacob and Esau is, you're doomed. You gotta know this stuff, you guys.
A white woman has a $400,000 GoFundMe because she called a little black autistic boy the hard R at the park, and now she wants to relocate her family to safety. Let me say that again. $400,000 has been donated by racists to help another racist move her family to safety after she assaulted and harassed a little black autistic.
It's not racist, it's Edomites. And this Edomite or Israelite, if she's an Edomite, her tongue is falling upon her own people. If she's an Israelite, she's a speckled bird, and that's why she's into this. Her spirit is resonating with it. But she just doesn't know who she is because we were scattered all over the place. It's not racism. It's Esau and Jacob. And I'm going to pull one more precept and be done. Because of thy violence, let me see. I believe it's in Obadiah. For thy violence, violence against thy brother Jacob. Against thy brother. I believe it's Obadiah. Come on. Yep. Let me see. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. The Most High, when he finally is done with the ending of this story, is going to destroy Cain, the spirit of Cain, right? And Esau being the reincarnation of that spirit, and all those works that he's been doing, killing his brother since Abel, all the way up until now, killing his brother Jacob. You guys got to see, this is how the Most High wrote this story, man. And so the destruction, and this is why when the Edomites, out of all the 18 nations, this is why if you finish reading Obadiah, this is why when the Most High finally judges the Edomites, they're going to slavery with everybody else for 1,000 years. But at the end of the 1,000 years, the Edomites completely get eviscerated from the earth. And they become a memory. They just get disappeared, you guys. So it's a lot. You got to understand this is the story. I pray this was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who will learn from. Shalom to the hopefully elect spirits taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.